Today we're asking something pretty fundamental. Why do traditional ways of learning often, well, fail us? We're going deep into how a certain deep learning platform is built, trying to figure out why it seems to work so much better than just hitting the books on your own. Building real expertise, not just temporary recall.
Right. It's really clash between knowledge that sticks and what some call the illusion of fluency.
Mm.
Self-study, read something, maybe test yourself, repeat it, often leads to knowledge that's
Well,
fragile, inert.
inert, meaning you can't really use it.
Exactly. You might feel confident right after you study or take a quiz, but give it a few weeks, maybe months, poof, it's
Yeah.
gone. Because it was never really embedded in a way you could deploy, in a real situation.
Okay, so let's talk durability. The platform claims it engineers knowledge to last for years. How? If self-study is fragile, what's the platform doing differently to make knowledge stick?
It's about the method. Deep learning methodologies. Think up to 100 different unique science-backed tasks for just one single concept.
100. Wow.
Yeah, it's intense. This kind of varied, sometimes high-friction engagement like retrieval practice or analogical reasoning, forcing connections. It literally compels your brain to build stronger, more permanent neural pathways. You're not just recognizing an answer, you're actively reconstructing the knowledge over and over in different ways.
High friction sounds tough. Doesn't that risk frustrating people, making them want to quit? There must be some serious science behind structuring that intensity.
Oh, absolutely. The structure is key. It's built on a kind of fusion.
Yeah.
You've got Nobel Prize-winning cognitive science insights. Think Herbert Simon's work on deliberate practice and chunking.
Right, breaking things down.
Exactly. That's blended with proven pedagogical approaches like those from Paisawini systems, and then layered with adaptive AI. The AI acts almost like a precision coach. It uses what we call high diagnosticity tasks.
Meaning tasks that really pinpoint where you're struggling.
Precisely. It finds your exact performance bottlenecks.
Yeah.
So you waste zero time practicing things you already get. It's highly efficient.
Okay, efficient, durable. But complex topics can still feel overwhelming. How does it manage that cognitive load? Prevent burnout?
That's where the hierarchical structure is crucial. It manages cognitive load by making sure you grasp the big picture first. You have to establish that global schema, that high-level framework, before the system lets you dive into the nitty-gritty details.
So it forces you to build a solid foundation first.
Yes. It prevents you from trying complex problems before you're ready, which avoids bad habits and, frankly, a lot of frustration.
Makes sense. So durability, structure, efficiency. But learning takes consistent effort. What keeps people motivated when it's clearly demanding more than just, say, reading a chapter?
Motivation. That's driven by an engine based on self-determination theory, SDT. It focuses on fulfilling core needs, competence, autonomy, and relatedness.
Okay, break that down. Autonomy.
You get choices. You can often choose tasks, maybe adjust the difficulty level. That sense of control keeps intrinsic motivation high.
And competence. How do you feel competent when it's designed to be challenging?
By seeing real progress. You're striving for a pretty rigorous standard, usually around 90% mastery. And critically, you get instant, detailed feedback. Not just right or wrong, but why. That feedback confirms you're actually growing skills.
And I imagine personalization plays a big role here too, making it feel relevant.
Absolutely. That's the relatedness element, amplified by the self-relevance effect. The AI actually weaves your personal context into the lessons. Your industry, your job role, maybe even specific projects you're working on, makes abstract concepts feel personal and immediately useful.
That sounds powerful, but practice means making mistakes. How does it handle that?
Crucially, it's a safe-to-fail sandbox. With total privacy, mistakes aren't seen as failures or professional risks. They're treated as valuable diagnostic data, essential, really, for tackling your weaknesses head-on without fear.
Okay, that covers a lot. Which leads us to what sounds like the biggest claim, the meta-skill advantage. You're saying using this platform for one subject actually makes you better and faster at learning everything else later.
That's the ultimate payoff, yes.
Yeah.
It's a compounding effect.
Yeah.
Because that initial intense effort, it forces those high-yield learning strategies, things like self-explanation, retrieval, using analogies to become automatic.
So learning how to learn becomes ingrained.
Exactly. They shift from conscious, effortful things you decide to do into automated procedural policies, almost like mental muscle memory. So when you approach a new subject, you basically skip that initial friction of, how do I even learn this effectively?
Hmm.
Almost all your cognitive energy goes directly into the new content itself. You've essentially upgraded your brain's learning OS.
Wow. So the bottom line seems clear. Self-study gives you content, often fragile content that fades. This platform offers a method, a durable, personalized, scientifically engineered way to build competence that actually lasts and even accelerates future learning.
Right. Which leads to a really interesting question for you listening right now. If mastering one complex thing significantly speeds up your ability to master the next complex thing, what challenge, what skill, what system will you choose to tackle first? Knowing that you're not just learning content, you're fundamentally upgrading your ability to learn. What's first on your list?